everyone, welcome back to the Cody English. Today we are looking at one word that does so much work. It is the word go.
Hello, I am Cody, and I am so excited to be here. Hi, Cleo. I am ready to learn. I thought go was just about moving your feet, but I think I'm wrong.
You are not wrong, Cody, but you are only seeing a small part of the picture. By the end of this episode, you will be able to use go in 5 different ways. This will help you sound much more natural when you speak to your friends.
That sounds great. I want to sound natural. Before we start, if you want to learn more simple English tips, please subscribe to the Cody English and like this video. It helps us a lot.
It really does. So, Cody, why do you think go is so special?
Well, I use it when I leave my house. I say I go to work or I go to the park. Is there more to it than that?
Oh, so much more. Many students struggle here because they think go only means physical movement, but we use it for changes, for time, and even for things matching. This topic matters because go is one of the top 10 most used words in English. If you master this one word, your English improves instantly.
Wow, top 10? Okay, I am listening. What is the first way we use it?
Let's start with the basic one you know, but with a twist. We use go to talk about traveling to a place. But did you know we use different little words after it? For example, you say go to the store, but you say go home. No to for home.
Wait, why no to for home? That is confusing.
English is funny sometimes. We just say go home or go downtown. For most other places like the bank, the school, or the doctor, we use go to.
Okay, so I go to the bank, but after that, I go home. Did I get it right?
Perfect. Now, Cody, this is a secret tip. We also use go with ing words for hobbies. Have you heard people say go swimming or go shopping?
Yes, I hear that all the time, so I don't say I go to swim.
You can, but I go swimming sounds much more like a native speaker. It describes the whole activity as a fun trip. Think of it like this: go plus an action equals a fun time. We go running, we go dancing, and we go fishing.
I like that. Go plus ing equals fun. That is easy to remember. What about when things change? You said go can mean a change.
Yes, this is very common. We use go to describe a change in state, usually a bad one. For example, if you leave milk on the table for 3 days, the milk goes bad.
Oh, the milk goes bad. It doesn't walk away, it just becomes smelly.
Exactly. It doesn't move its feet, but its condition changes. We also say people go crazy if they are very angry, or go bald if they lose their hair.
So go is like a bridge from one feeling to another feeling?
That is a beautiful way to put it, Cody. It shows a transition. If a light turns from green to red, we can say the light went red.
I see. So it's not just about me moving to the store, it's about the milk moving from good to bad.
You've got it. This is where many students get stuck because they try to use the word become for everything. They say the milk became bad. It is not wrong, but the milk went bad is what we actually say in real life.
I want to talk like people do in real life. What else can go do?
It also talks about how things fit together. Look at your shoes and your shirt, Cody. If the colors look good together, we say your shoes go with your shirt.
Oh, like matching. My blue shoes go with my blue hat.
Yes, they go together. It means they look harmonious. We use this for food, too. Does red wine go with fish? Some people say no.
I prefer juice, but I understand. So if two things are a good pair, they go together.
Precisely. We have covered movement, hobbies, changes, and matching. Are you ready for more, or is your brain going crazy?
My brain is still okay. I am ready. Please continue.
I am glad to hear that. Let's talk about how we use go to describe the passing of time or the way an event happens. For example, if I ask you, how did your job interview go? I am asking about the result or the experience.
Oh, I use this one. I usually say it went well or it went badly. Is that right?
Exactly. We use go to describe the progress of an event. You can ask a friend, how is your day going? It is a very friendly way to check in on someone. It feels much warmer than just asking, what are you doing?
I like that. How is your day going? It sounds like the day is a journey and I'm asking how the trip is.
That is a perfect way to think about it. And speaking of journeys, we also use go for time itself. We say, the weekend went by so fast. This means the time passed quickly.
I say that every Sunday night. The weekend goes by in a blink of an eye. Wait, Cleo, I've heard people say, go for a walk. Why do we add for a there?
Great question. When we use go for a, we are usually talking about a short period of movement for health or fun. You go for a run, go for a walk, or go for a drive. It implies that you will come back soon. It is a set phrase.
So if I say I go running, I'm talking about the hobby. But if I say I'm going for a run, I mean I'm putting on my shoes right now to go outside for 20 minutes.
You are a fast learner. Yes, that is the subtle difference. Go for a is very specific to that moment. Cody, many students struggle here because they forget the a. They say, I go for walk. You must remember the go for a walk.
Got it. Keep the in there. What about food? Sometimes I hear people in a restaurant say to go.
Yes, that is very important if you are hungry. To go means you want to take the food with you and eat it somewhere else, like at your house or in a park. The opposite is to stay or for here.
So if the person behind the counter asks for here or to go, they're asking if I'm moving my food or staying in my seat.
Exactly. It all comes back to that idea of movement or leaving. Now, here's something a bit more difficult. Have you ever heard someone say, my alarm went off?
Yes, and it's the loudest, worst sound in the morning. But why off? If it starts making noise, shouldn't it be went on?
You would think so, right? But in English, when a sound starts suddenly, like an alarm, a bomb, or a car horn, we say it goes off. It's a phrasal verb. It sounds opposite to what it means, but that's how we say it.
My alarm goes off at 6 in the morning. That is a loud way to start the day. Does go off mean anything else?
It can also mean that food has become bad, just like we discussed earlier. You can say, the milk went bad, or the milk went off. Both mean it's time to throw it in the trash.
I'll stick with went bad for now. It's easier. But it's good to know go off for my alarm.
Cody, this is a secret tip. We also use go to talk about things being stored. For example, where do the spoons go?
The spoons go in the kitchen drawer. Oh, I see. Go means is located or belongs.
Yes, if you are helping a friend clean their house, you might ask, where does this lamp go? You are asking for its correct place.
That is so useful. I always thought go was just about me walking, but it's about spoons, alarms, and even milk.
It really is a power word in English. It does so much work for us, but we have to be careful with the past tense. Do you know the past of go?
Is it goed?
Pauses. Many students make that mistake, so don't feel bad. But go is irregular. The past is went.
Right. I went to the store yesterday. I knew that. I just forgot for a second.
That's okay. Even advanced learners sometimes forget irregular verbs when they're speaking fast. The key is to practice went until it feels natural.
I went, you went, we all went. Okay, I'll remember. What's the next part of our go journey?
We are going to look at some common expressions that use go, but don't mean anything about walking. For example, have you ever heard the phrase, go for it?
I have. My friend said it to me when I was scared to try a new food. Does it mean I should move towards the food?
Not exactly. Go for it is a way to say, just do it, or try your best. It is a phrase for encouragement. If you are thinking about starting a new hobby or asking a question, I would say, Cody, go for it.
I like that. It is very positive. So if I want to learn 100 new words, I should just go for it?
Absolutely. Now, here's another one. Have you heard people say, it goes without saying?
That sounds like the word go is being used for talking. But wait, if it goes without saying, does that mean I don't need to say it?
You nailed it. It goes without saying means that something is so obvious or so true that everyone already knows it. For example, it goes without saying that you need to practice English to get better.
That is very true. No practice, no progress. That goes without saying.
Exactly. Now, let's look at go when it comes to money. Sometimes things go on sale.
Oh, I love this one. My favorite store has a big sign that says everything must go. Does that mean the clothes are leaving?
In a way, yes. It means they want the customers to buy everything so the store is empty. When something goes on sale, the price becomes lower.
Everything must go sounds very urgent. I should go shopping when I see that.
You should, but be careful not to go broke. That means you spend all your money until you have $0 left.
Go broke, another change of state. Like the milk going bad, but with my wallet.
Cody, that is a perfect connection. You are really seeing the patterns now. Whether it's milk going bad, a person going crazy, or a student going broke, go describes that change from one way of being to another.
This word is like a Swiss Army knife. It has a tool for every situation. We talked about moving, matching, changing, and even shopping.
It really does. Before we finish, let's do a quick recap of the most important things we learned today so our listeners can remember them easily.
Great idea. First, we learned that we go to most places, but we just go home or downtown. No to allowed there.
Right, and remember our fun rule. Go plus an ing word is for hobbies, like go swimming or go dancing.
And go fora is for short activities, like go for a walk or go for a coffee.
Don't forget the matching. If your tie looks good with your shirt, they go together. And if your alarm makes a loud noise in the morning, it goes off.
And the most important one for me, if I want to do something brave, I should just go for it.
You really listened well today, Cody. To everyone listening, thank you for joining us on the Cody English. We hope this helps you use the word go in many new ways.
Yes, thank you. Now we have a question for you. Please answer in the comments, what is a hobby you like to go do on the weekends? For example, do you go running or go shopping?
We can't wait to read your answers. See you in the next episode.